Hi guys, David Garrido here from La Liga Lowdown. Hope you've had a good weekend. You might know we've introduced a new video on Mondays called the Rapid Roundup. Even more reason to subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is where we whiz you through the action from the La Liga match day over the weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. No Alex this week and no Paco because there were no games in the Valencian community. So it's going to be myself, Chris, Román and Euan to take you through the action there's been so far and the talking points because there have been plenty of them. I'm going to start off in Castilla y León. Well, as if by magic, I've transported myself here to the Estadio José Zorrilla. This was perhaps where the controversy of the weekend lay, the state of the pitch for Real Valladolid's 1-0 defeat at home to Barcelona. It had only been laid just a few days before Valladolid's first home game of the season, and it really prompted recriminations from all quarters, but particularly Barcelona. Gerard Piqué, straight after the final whistle, said La Liga's trying to sell its product abroad to the United States, but first we have to focus on what we have at home, notably the state of the pitches. He said that this one was shameful, deplorable. Sergio Busquets also had to go at La Liga, saying that no one from La Liga deigned to see the pitch. Ernesto Valverde also said that it really conditioned the way they played, no doubt that they were affected by that. And his opposite number, Sergio Gonzalez, said, well look, Valladolid tried the impossible to get it ready. No one wants to play on a pitch like that. And his president, Carlos Suarez, said if they fine us, well, it would probably be a fair thing to do. Well, as far as La Liga concerned, Javier Tebas made a statement very, very shortly after the game, the president saying that the pitch did not meet even the minimum requirements for a competition like La Liga and that disciplinary proceedings would be opened. When you next see me, I'll be in a completely different location.
Hi guys, it's Román de Arquer. This time, as you can see, I'm not in the city, I'm not in Barcelona, but in the Costa Brava, pretty close to Girona, and you can see these beautiful fields behind me. Well, actually, Girona played yesterday against Real Madrid at the Montilivi Stadium, and as you may know, they lost 4-1. The result was a bit harsh, to be honest. The first half was pretty equal. Girona were pretty strong, pretty intense. Started to remember the Girona from last year with Pablo Machin. They even started winning with a Borja Garcia goal, but right before the second half, there was a silly penalty from Muñeza on Asensio, which made it 1-1. Ramos scored the goal. It's actually the 15th season in a row Ramos has scored, and the only other player to have done that is Messi, so that's pretty impressive. And then in the second half, another penalty for Real Madrid, another silly foul, and they made it 2-1. From there on, Girona went down. They went downwards. Eusebio said in the press conference that that goal was crucial. That second penalty goal was just killed the team, basically. And so they really struggled. They tried things, Tuani came on, but nothing really worked. And then 4-1 defeat was all that came out of there. On the other hand, Espanyol played against Valencia. Their first half was pretty bad, to be honest. We shared a stat on our Twitter account saying that Marcelino had never lost an away game against Espanyol in their stadiums. And we thought it was going to continue this way, to be honest. But something changed in the second half. Rubi gave them these magical words and they started playing amazing. Marc Rocco, masterclass, key player. We interviewed him recently in our La Liga Lowdown YouTube account, and he was just awesome. And the team just came out of nowhere. Borja Iglesias scored, and Granero scored, made it 2-0, and Valencia had no response. They had nothing to do. That was just simply amazing.
Hello guys, it's Euan here in Madrid, where we had 3 fixtures taking place this weekend. And the most exciting of them all involved 2 Madrid teams actually. It was Atlético Madrid against Rayo Vallecano. It was a very narrow 1-0 win for Atlético Madrid. And they've been described as a ruin of a team in the local press. They weren't received all that well. The local press have been quite critical. The decision to show off the World Cup trophy before the match and the UEFA Super Cup after the game. From Diego Simeone's point of view, the most important thing was to win, and that's what they did. Rayo Vallecano, meanwhile, they lost 1-0, but they played so much better than they had the week before against Sevilla, so there are positives for them to take as well. Another team that will take a lot of positive momentum from this weekend is Leganés. They hosted Real Sociedad on Friday night and they drew 2-2. They conceded a couple of early goals, but they fought back in the second half with a brace from Nabil El-Zar, who we spoke to after the game, and he told us that the most important thing was to take some positive momentum from that game into next weekend. And the reason? Well, we've got a very difficult game next weekend, he said. Who are they playing? Real Madrid away? Okay, fair enough, that's about as tough as they come. And then just down the road from Leganés, we also had Getafe versus Eibar kicking off the proceedings this weekend. Getafe won 2-0. Jose Bordalas was very pleased with his side's performance. He did say that there were a team in transition and they still had some work to do, but they beat Eibar 2-0 and didn't concede a single shot on target. So I think it's half here looking pretty good, even if Jose Bordalas does want that little bit extra.
And here we are at the Estadio Mendizorroza in Vitoria, where Alaves drew 0-0 with Real Betis. Betis, who dominated this game, especially in the first half, lots of clear-cut chances they couldn't put away. Another decent game from the Alaves keeper Fernando Pacheco, but his opposite number, Pau Lopez, remarked, when the ball doesn't want to go in, it just doesn't want to go in. Despite the attacking talent they have, and also many people tipping them to be a decent team in the top 5-6 this season, but they've started quite badly. 2 games played, 1 point, and no goals to speak of whatsoever. Alaves improved in the second half. They were asked to press higher, win the ball back in the opposition half. They created a couple of chances too. Abelardo said that if they'd won the game, perhaps it would have been a bit harsh on Betis, but nevertheless, the signs are positive. Losing to Barcelona away, drawing with Betis at home, it's not a bad start, and Abelardo has those motivational powers to get even more out of his side.
And this is Chris Darwen over Andalusia, where last night's game between Sevilla and Villarreal was moved to a later kickoff because of the heat, but it was a game that never really got that hot. In fact, it was a very, very cagey affair, where both teams will probably go away quite happy with the fact they took a point, but Villarreal will be regretting the fact that they left without all 3. They certainly had the better chances, with Akanbi and his pace and his movement testing Vaclic twice in the Sevilla goal. The big Czech goalkeeper's handling somewhat suspect from time to time, but effective nevertheless. Andre Silva looked to add to his hat-trick last week by fashioning a half chance following a Villarreal mistake, but he fired his shot wide. Now, it was the second half where Carlos Bacca entered the fray, and the Sevilla fans were hoping that he wasn't going to score the important goal against him, and he didn't. He had a great chance to settle the match, but he fired his shot against the Czech goalkeeper. Now, the game will probably be remembered for a disappointing injury to Sergio Escudero, who got carried off following a nasty fall, and Sevilla move into next week's derby, probably quite happy with the way that they've started their La Liga season.
So there you have it, that's our rapid roundup of La Liga Matchday 2 so far. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, for all the latest up-to-date news, make sure that you check out our Twitter feed. We are at La Liga Lowdown on Twitter. Come hang out with us on social media. Our mini-pod is out on a Tuesday because it also is broadcast in North America with SiriusXM FC 157. So make sure you have a look at the link in the description to this video to find out more about that and subscribe. And don't forget our website, www.laligalowdown.com, for all of our content in one place. And once again, as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You will absolutely not regret it. See you very soon.